I've been reading some books on a rather strange subject, getting lost. It can be remarkably easy to do. Being lost might be merely irritating, somewhat inconvenient, a serious threat to your physical well-being, or it may result in death. It's very obvious, but I'll state it anyway. In order to be lost, you have to know you're lost. Many people are lost in one way or another, but they're not aware of it, so they do not live through the experience of being lost, even though others around them could very well be struck by their odd behavior. Little children are, in effect, lost, but they don't know that, and they have parents and adults to guide and protect them. It's unsettling, at the least, to know that you are lost. It most definitely, as they say, dawns on you. You're lost. You are disoriented, and it is immediately a concern because you do not know what to do next. You have no means to judge what might be a beneficial or a harmful thing to do. It's best to take stock and try to develop a plan. But that's not an easy thing to do when you're lost, and it's so difficult to have confidence in a plan that is built, as it must be, on hunches, conjecture, and guesswork. Some people panic and try to do as much as they can in the shortest amount of time, thinking they might blunder their way back to recognizable territory. The opposite is usually the case. They go from being lost to being good and lost. And in such desperate circumstances that it is hard to formulate any course of action, harder still to believe in it. In such a situation, overwhelmed, exhausted, many people give up. It is said that people who are lost go through the stages of behavior typical of people who know they're dying: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. The final resolve may go in different directions for different people. Acceptance of their condition of being lost, not knowing where you are or where to go or if help will come, means surrender for some. They're crushed by their circumstances and they give up. Others will acknowledge that they are lost and do not expect assistance, and they will determine a course of action that might lead to safety and survival. These people cease being victims of their situation and become survivors. This is true whether they die or not. Similarly, prayer is said to be helpful in several ways, even if you have no particular religious conviction. Really, when you're truly lost, everything you do is based on faith. You can get lost in the woods or in an unfamiliar part of town, on a mountain or in a math class. Wherever it happens, if you are truly lost and you find your way out or back, you're a better person, a stronger person, a more humble person, a changed person. And those who have overcome this have a better chance at surviving should it happen to them again. Some people are naturally resourceful and disinclined to quit. You can lose your mind. Many people who are mentally ill are lost, and it can be a terrifying condition. When you add fear to being lost, you face overwhelming odds. When we say that someone is homeless, we are literally describing them as being lost. People we call terrorists actively seek others who are lost. The ones they find tend to be young and quite isolated and easily manipulated. All it takes is sympathy to win their support and allegiance. Then you sketch out a worldview and suggest a role in the great struggle for freedom. They may leap at the chance to participate, for that takes them from that distressful condition of not knowing your bearings to having a purpose, being part of something great and having allies, like-minded people. As I said before, it can be incredibly easy to get seriously lost. And we would do just about anything to get out of that terrible limbo, where every choice or action can be doubted, where each direction seems the same, where familiar cues are nowhere to be found. I'm thinking that the world is getting more complicated, and we are less well prepared, and if we should lose our security, which we take for granted, and plunge into a situation where everything is strange and nothing is certain, then we are in great peril. People go through the stages of dying when they are lost because being lost is very much like dying. With the sudden sense of being lost comes, in a rush, a certain conviction that we might die imminently. nothing works and you're telling yourself to stay cool. Think positive. Don't despair. Good advice, but it may ring hollow. It may be easy to get lost. It probably happens without your knowing it. But once you are lost, and you do acknowledge it, it may be damnably difficult to find your way back to found. Good luck. You'll need that too.